Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Danny. Today I'm going to give you guys a few tips that you guys should know before traveling to Athens, Greece. So there's a few critical things that you guys should consider before going to Athens, Greece, and also during your stay in Athens. Alright, so the first thing is make sure you pack extra clothes. And of course you're going to be packing clothes, but don't throw all your clothes in one luggage. So for example, in my trip, when I went, the airline actually lost their luggage. So luckily I actually packed an extra pair of clothes in my backpack. So I had basically the pair I was wearing along with an extra pair. That part was kind of stressful and it did kind of suck because, you know, our trip was over a week. And if we only could go off with 2 pair of clothes, that really kind of sucked. But luckily the airline found it in one day and they basically shipped it or delivered it to our hotel the next day. The next thing is in Athens, there's a lot of, I guess, hiking that you're going to do because most likely you'll be walking a lot. So make sure you guys get a good pair of shoes, either hiking shoes or even running shoes. In this trip, I decided to pack running shoes because one, they're light and the cushion is really, really thick where you don't really feel a lot of the rocks. So I really highly recommend at least getting running shoes. Alright, so the next important tip on your trip is make sure you grab one of these. These are free in the Athens airport. So once you get off of Athens airport, you go through customs and you're literally about to go out of the airport, there's a bunch of free maps on Athens and it just literally shows the whole city. This is perfect. It costs you nothing. You should grab one of these. It shows you different sites, different areas, and different things you can do. So this is a must. The next tip is drink bottled water. Even though tap water might be safe, it's way better to not risk it and know that the water is at least clean. In our trip, we got food poisoning and I've deducted it down to either the seafood that we ate or the water that we drank from the tap. So to avoid all that headache, just drink bottled water and be careful on what food you're trying to eat. Alright, so while you're on your trip, most likely your cell phone won't work there unless you get a SIM card or something with their network. Which in that case, you know, it can cost probably like $50 or so, and you get like a plan and whatnot. It's a little bit of a headache. If you want to go that route, it's perfectly a fine choice. But another way that you guys can communicate with each other is the old method way, is walkie-talkies. So these have really high range, and also they're really easy to communicate, and you know, you can charge it, and it's just super, super easy and cheap and affordable. Consider looking into a walkie-talkie while traveling abroad. So once you're off of the airport, there's 2 ways, 30 ways that you can get to your hotel. The Athens airport is actually kind of far from the actual downtown. It's probably like 30 to 40 minutes away. So you can either take a taxi, which the cost of a taxi is flat rate actually, to go from the airport to basically downtown where the Athens is. It's 40 euros. Or you could take the metro station, which is the cheaper way. And if you actually have time to kill and you're not doing anything, definitely this is the cheaper method and the cheaper route, and it's only 10 euros per person. The next tip is make sure you guys have a backpack. Obviously, when you're traveling, backpacks are really useful. You can toss your water bottles in here, you can toss your maps, you can toss, you know, souvenirs that you're gonna buy. This is great, right? A second tip with the backpack is make sure all your zippers are on one side and not above here, because if you have thieves or whatever, they can definitely just quickly open the top like this and just grab your stuff. If you have it all on one side, it's at least a little bit harder for them to maneuver it out and reach their hands in here and grab stuff. Another really good tip is if you have all your zippers on one side here, if you grab some sort of rope or some strings, you can actually lace all these together and tie it, and it'll actually be harder for them to, you know, untie that knot and then go through one zipper, and by that time you should be able to feel it. But that's a really good tip. If I ever go back to Athens, the one thing that I would do differently is get a hotel that's close to one of the main stations. So the hotel that I picked when we went was about 5 to 6 blocks away from a main station. Now, when you think of 5 or 6 blocks, walking, there, it's not that bad. But when you walk with like huge luggages and you're going through a crowd of people, because Athens, the crowd there's a lot of people and you actually have to maneuver through them. It's really hard. So basically try to pick a hotel that's really close to a station. So literally you can just hop off of that, grab your luggage, go to a hotel and drop it off and then do your own thing. Lastly, do your research. Figure out where you want to go, what you want to see, what you want to eat. That way you can at least try to map out the route and that way you can plan a lot better. So for me, I bought, basically a travel guide book to Athens to kind of just read about Athens and Greece in general to see, what I want to do, what I want to eat, what I want to see, and kind of plan things out. So along with that, what I did was I basically made a spreadsheet, as you can see here. The spreadsheet basically has the place name, the address, the hours, because it's really important because, a lot of these places, they open like really later, like around like 12, and they close like really late, or they close really early. So that's good to know too. A price of, generally their food, or, if you're going to a museum, how much it costs. And also the distance. I put the distance in terms of walking, so I know that, this is how long it'll take me to walk. So like, for example, if you get lost and it takes you longer than what is set here, then you know that you've gone too far, or, you're not going in the right direction. I also put a general direction in terms of where it's located to the hotel. So if my hotel is here and it's south of there, I would put south. And also I noted anything that would be further where I needed to use a car, I put it down here along with the distance. And those are just a few tips to, get around Athens, and it could be used, for other cities. And finally, make sure you guys grab your camera, take some pictures, record stuff. It's a vacation, it's supposed to be fun, and you guys want to remember it. All right, so I hope these tips will help you guys on your next trip to Athens, Greece, or anywhere else. Until next time, guys, peace.